Hello everyone, this is our third lecture of retaining wall. So students, in the last lecture we are discussing about our step of designing retaining wall, and after that we are discussing about there are four stability checks while we have to designing retaining wall. So students, there are two types of retaining wall in our syllabus. First one is cantilever retaining wall and second one is counterfort retaining wall. So first of all, we are discussing about our first type of retaining wall, which is cantilever retaining wall. So the example is design a cantilever retaining wall to retain the earth of 5.5 meter above lower ground level. So our cantilever retaining wall has to retain the earth. Earth means soil of height 5.5 meter above lower ground level. Fix the basic dimensions. Basic dimensions means it's our step number 2, which is find out preliminary dimensions and carry out the stability checks of retaining wall. Our stability check is our step number 3. Next is design and detail all the structural component. It means in this example we have to design all the structural components like stem, heel slab, toe slab and shear key. But in GTU it is not compulsory to ask about to design all the structural components. In GTU there is only one components asked to design. Say for example, it is called as design the stem only. Then we have to calculate our step number 1, 2, 3 and 4 because our step number 4 is design of stem. Our step number 1 is find out coefficient of earth pressure. Our step number 2 is find out preliminary dimension. Our step number 3 is to check about stability, and our step number 4 is to design the stem. So this is our step number 1, 2, 3 and 4 while it is called as design the stem only. Other way it is called as the design of heel slab only. Then we have to calculate our step number 1, 2, 3 and directly 5. Step number 4 is not required in that case. In the third type of example, it is called as design the toe slab only. Then we have to calculate step number 1, 2, 3 and direct 6. Step number 4 and step number 5 is not required in that case. Okay. So next is take SBC of soil is 175 kilopascal. So you all know that we have to convert Pascal into Newton per meter square. So 1 Pascal is equal to 1 Newton per meter square. So it is also called as 175 kilonewton per meter square. Next is phi. Phi means angle of repose is equal to 30 degree. Next is mu. Mu is 0.5. So our mu is coefficient of friction because there is friction between the base of the retaining wall and the soil. So our coefficient of friction is 0.5. Unit weight of soil. It means density of soil is 18 kilonewton per meter cube and use M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. So this is the data of our first type of example, which is the design of cantilever retaining wall. So let us start our solution of the first example. So first of all, our step number 1 is to find out coefficient of earth pressure. So what is the equation of coefficient of active earth pressure. The active earth pressure's equation is 1 minus sine phi divided by 1 plus sine phi. So you all know that in the question it is clearly mentioned that your value of phi means angle of repose is 30 degree. So our value of Ka is 1 by 3. Okay. Our second coefficient is passive pressure coefficient. So it is denoted by Kp. But you all know that our K and Kp is inversely proportional to one another. So our value of Kp is 1 upon Ka, which is equal to 3. Okay. So this is your step number 1. Your step number 2 is preliminary dimensions. So we have to find out all the dimensions of retaining wall with trial and error method. So you can see that this is our lower ground level. So our lower ground level is this, and in the question it is clearly mentioned that this is your retaining wall has to retain earth of 5.5 meter above lower ground level. So this is your lower ground level and this is our above earth having height of 5.5 meter. And students, you all know that with the increasing in the height, the pressure will be increased. If your pressure will be increased, your force is increasing. And if your force increase, your moment will be high with the increasing in the height. Therefore, with the increasing in the depth, you can say that stem's width is also increased with the depth. Okay, because maximum pressure is at the bottom of stem. Okay, so first of all, our gamma means density of soil is 18 kilonewton per m cube. SBC of soil, which is denoted by Q0, is 175 kilopascal, and we are already discussed that 1 pascal is equal to 1 newton per meter square. So 175 kilopascal is also called as 175 kilonewton per meter square. So first of all, we have to find out D minimum. D minimum means minimum depth of foundation required. Okay. So our D minimum equation is Q0 upon gamma in the bracket 1 minus sine phi upon 1 plus sine phi whole square. So you can see that this bracket portion is the equation of Ka. Ka means coefficient of active earth pressure. So you can also call it as Q0 by gamma into Ka square. Okay, so your value of Q0 is 175, your value of gamma is 18, and your value of Ka is 1 by 3. So after calculating, you will get your answer 1.08 meter. It means if the depth above lower ground level is 5.5 meter, then you have to provide minimum depth of foundation is 1.08 meter. So we have to provide 1.08 meter greater than 1.08 meter. So we have to provide depth of foundation 1.2 meter. But you can also provide your depth of foundation is 1.10 meter, 1.15 meter, but we have to provide it our depth of foundation is 1.2 meter for some factor of safety. Okay, so this is your depth of foundation which is 1.2 meter. So what is the height, total height of retaining wall? So your total height of retaining wall is 5.5 meter plus 1.2 meter, which is 6.7 meter. So your overall height of retaining wall is denoted by capital H is 6.7 meter. So this is your first calculation in step number 2. After that, we have to find out what is the base slab width. So width of base slab is denoted by small b. So you can see that this is width of base slab. Okay. So the equation of width of base slab is b is equal to under root 3f upon 2 gamma. In your book, it is denoted as under root 3p upon 2 gamma. But if you are written here as P, you have to consider it as pressure. So there will be some confusion about it is considered as pressure or it is calculated as force. So you have to take it seriously that you have to take force over here. So your equation of B is under root 3f upon 2 gamma. So 3 is constant, 2 is constant, and your value of gamma is 18. Now the term F, F means force. Okay, so it is already discussed in our introductory section that in the increasing in the height, your pressure will be increased. So what is the equation of pressure at the bottom of retaining wall? So at the bottom of retaining wall, the equation of pressure is K into gamma into H. Okay, but we have to find out force. So it is already discussed in our last lecture that if we have to find out force, then we have to find out area of pressure diagram. So in this case, our area of pressure diagram. So first of all, our pressure diagram is triangle. So what is the area of triangle? The area of triangle is 1/2 base altitude. So 1/2 our base is K into gamma into H and our altitude is capital H. So our final equation is 1 by 2 into K into gamma into H square. So after putting all this value, our gamma is 18 and our capital H is 6.7 meter. So we will get our answer 134.67 kilonewton. After putting all this value, we will get our answer is 3.35 meter. It means we have to provided this value as 3.35 meter. But first of all, we have to provided this width. This width is called as width of toe slab. So our equation of width of toe slab is B divided by 3. 1/3 portion of total width of base slab. So our 1/3 value is 1.12. It means we have to provided minimum 1.12 meter. So for factor of safety, we have to provided 1.20 meter. If we have to provided this value 1.2 meter, then we have to provided this value is 3 times more than this, because what is the relation between these two? The relation between the width of base slab and width of toe slab is 1 by 3 and 3. Okay, so if your width of toe slab is 1.2, then you have to provided your width of base slab is minimum 3.6. 1.2 into 3, which is equal to 3.6. So for factor of safety, we have to provided the larger value, which is 4 meter. Okay, so you can see that provide the total base width is equal to 4 meter. Okay, so this is the calculation of capital H and capital B and the width of toe slab. After this calculation, we have to find out this. This is the thickness of base slab. Okay, so in the next lecture, we have to find out thickness of base slab, and if we have this value as 4 meter, then if we will get our answer of this value, which is width of toe slab, and this is width of stem at bottom, then we will get our answer of width of heel slab, which is total length or total width minus this. Okay, so in the next lecture we are discussing about the thickness of base slab, what is the width of stem at bottom, and width of heel slab. Okay, so this is the end of today's session. Thank you.